What's in it? What you on, folk? What's up? What's in it? What's in it? What? What do you want? What? Stop. Yeah, move. I'm not doing that. I'm not peeling no apple skin. Cause it's too much. Yeah, I'm not cutting it. No. I'll cut it, but I'm not. I'm not taking off the. Yeah.
What's happening?
Where you at, little folk?
Where am I? Oh, hold on. I gotta run up to the store real quick. I'm gonna go get some cigarettes for the neighbor real fast, and I'm gonna be back at the house. I got Isaac in there ready to go and shit too.
Yeah, he waiting on you. He's like, where the fuck is he
Yeah,
at?
hey, Bookworm. Hey, Bookworm was about to go fuck. She was about to play with us all night, but check this out. They called her, bro. What's that? Time and a half, bro. They gave her was it double overtime instead of time and a half? What? It's like, yeah, we need you on call right now. She's like, I'm getting off. I was like, not yet, you ain't. But yeah, go take care of that. You feel me?
Right. Send me some of that bread. You
Oh
eat.
God. But no. Anyways, bro, check this shit out.
What?
I went down. I did that fucking Benton County shit, right?
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen is my boy Isaac's gonna fucking take Apollo. He's gonna help me store my shit at his house in McMinnville. I'm gonna get that
What?
job that I was talking about.
Hold
Get that
on.
job I was talking about, my nigga. And then I'm gonna go down there to there's a place called Chance Recovery. There's a couple other places and shit that I could get like
Right.
housing voucher type shit, nigga, and go out there and stay, like by myself and shit. Hold on. Is it big North Day, homie? That's that North Day, homie, right there, boy. That is. My bad. Hold on. Hey, but fuck it, I'm gonna go in down there. He's gonna watch Apollo. He's gonna fucking hang on to my shit in the storage shed. He's in the town the where I'd be working. It's like 2 minutes away from him. And then the other recovery center is like a fucking 20-minute walk from where I work in his house. So I'm like, bro, fuck that. I'll go down. I'll live in a men's shelter. Do whatever I have to for a couple of weeks while he holds on to my dog, holds on to all my belongings and shit. Everything saved up, bro. Live broke for the next couple of weeks while OHP pay for that shit, nigga. You feel me? And guess what? Free and clear. Nigga ain't gonna be homeless and shit. You did.
data from the third one from the unallocated space. And
Yeah,
then,
so we're gonna get this shit
one of
squared
the
away no
middle
matter
one,
what. I
the
gotta be out
MacBook
by
Air,
this
which is the
Tuesday.
interesting one.
But all I can say is
The
fuck this
MacBook
bitch.
Air is the one where
It's like that,
they
yeah,
had two
feel me?
accounts on there. They had a guest account and they
Fucking
had
serio,
was it Frank
papa.
White or Frank Black. I don't remember.
Fuck
Hold
that
on, I
bitch.
got it
You
written down.
did.
I think it was the Frank
I
White.
believe,
It was
yeah, fuck that shit. You
third-
did. In your college
it
guy,
was
nigga, we about to
the
bounce. Fuck that shit.
I believe.
yeah. One was a
On
MacBook
folks,
Air
you
that
did.
was
All right,
operable.
we're gonna hit the store. All right, we're gonna hit the store right now, and then we'll I'll
Yeah,
hit you up when I get back.
it was the MacBook Air.
Yes.
All right, boy.
It had two different
accounts.
profiles, one guest and then one Frank Black.
Yeah, one Frank Black. So he had to get the warrant for the Frank Black. He
Yes.
let them know, but he was able to get
Because
all the data off that.
and also the other important thing, guys, is the other thing you guys need to know is Cassie provided the three laptops to HSI. So Special Agent Sean Quinn took the laptops from Cassie and then he brought them to Croft to be analyzed. Now Cassie signed what's called a consent to search form on the three laptops, but once they came across this one laptop that had Frank Black, knowing it was Diddy from the hotel records, that's why these hotel records are important now, chat, right? They went ahead and they got a search warrant. So these guys were fucking thorough on that. They didn't use the consent search because at that point, Diddy has a reasonable ground to, have a reasonable expectation of privacy. And this works with REP. So let me explain this for you guys real quick. When it comes to the Fourth Amendment, right? A lot of times when it comes to the Fourth Amendment, the question is there a reasonable expectation of privacy? If there is a reasonable expectation of privacy, you need a warrant. So even though Cassie signed a consent to search form for these 3 laptops that were in her possession, once they opened up one of the laptops and it showed that it was Frank Black, and then there was a guest one, you can make the inference, well, Frank Black, we know, is Diddy from the course of our investigation. So he's going to have a reasonable expectation of privacy to this laptop, even though it was in Cassie's possession. So out of an abundance of caution, they could have probably went in it with a consent to search, but they're like, yo, this is a big case. We don't want to get this stuff thrown out in a suppression hearing. So what they did was they went ahead and got a search warrant. And we found that out when the AUSAs did their redirect. But yeah, basically he was explaining the different software, TXI. Long story short, they use a database called Digital Collect. They use 2 programs. One called Digital Collector, and another one called TX1. That's the data that they use. That's the software that they use to extract the stuff off of the laptops. And after it's extracted from the laptops, it goes into a program called Axiom Examiner. And what Axiom Examiner does, guys, is it puts all the information in a readable format for a report for prosecution so that agents can go through it. And his job, he didn't go through shit. He's a forensic agent. So these forensic agent guys, a lot of times they're in child pornography groups, CP groups. They get the stuff because every agent typically that's in a CP group is a CFA or certified forensic agent. They got to go to training and stuff like that. But they like, let's say, okay, so let's say I'm agent, I'm the guy that's running the Diddy case. I get these laptops. I want them analyzed, or excuse me, I want forensic reports. So I take the laptops to this guy, Croft. Croft takes the laptops, he extracts them for me, right? And after he extracts them for me, is the camera flew back on?
Smoking?
No, it's on you.
It was on me.
It was just
Okay.
a little.
So
the battery went down, so quality changed a little bit, but it's back now.
So is it good now?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. So after the what's it called? Shit. Are we back?
No, we're good.
Okay.
You were talking about TXI, all the software.
Yeah.
Axiom, image.
So after Croft gets the laptops, and he gets a consent to search form, or he gets a search warrant, which because they're not going to dump the laptops unless they got a consent to search form or they have a search warrant. So once they get that, they make a copy of it, then they put it in, and then they start extracting the stuff. Once they extract the stuff, they create this report. Then they give it back to Quinn, who then gives it to his analyst, and then they go. The forensic agents, they typically don't go through the stuff unless they're like the case agent or they're intimately involved in the investigation. But 9 out of 10 times, they're just doing extraction, giving you a report, and leaving you on your way. So when it came to Croft, he didn't know anything about the case in particular. He just did the extraction. They asked him how the extraction worked and what action reports are. So it was he was more of a subject matter expert and an informative witness versus a witness that they can attack on credibility. Does that make sense, Chat?
All he did was take data off the computers and supply it to someone else in HSI.
Yeah, that's literally all he did. He basically took the stuff off and gave it back to the case agent and the guys from the human trafficking group. That's what he did. Let's see here. So, let's see here. Should I plug this thing? What's the battery on the phone?
You see, the battery on the phone is 19%.
19%. When do you think we should plug it in?
Probably 10.
At 10?
Yeah.
All right. Because the only thing that sucks is that once I plug it in, the mics aren't going to come in as much.
Yeah.
The audio is going to change. The audio is going to get a little bit worse because it's going to be in this open thing. But it's quiet in here, so it's not that big. So, yeah. Did I freeze again?
Now you froze and came back a few times.
I froze and came back. You know what? It's probably the battery on the phone then.
Yeah, that's why I checked.
All right, let's plug this shit in right now then.
We got a.
Yeah, guys, audio might not be as good, so give me 1 sec. I'm gonna plug it in for just a little bit, just so that we can get. Can I use this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
This wire. All right, guys. So I'm gonna plug this. All right. I plugged the phone in, so we'll probably get a little bit less freeze. So, guys, audio is not going to be as good for a little bit. Give me ones in the chat if you guys can still hear me okay. But now we should be better because I put the phone on a power bank. I wish I had one of those power banks that like I can connect to the back. I don't have one. Unless you got a magnetic one.
I might.
If you got a magnetic one, then we can be good. But if not, then it is what it is.
Audio hasn't changed apparently.
Audio's the same?
Huh.
That's fucking weird.
Can they connect to Bluetooth?
Huh?
Those can't connect to Bluetooth, right? The Rode.
Nah, not these. It's fine though. We'll leave. We'll let this thing rock. They're saying the audio is better.
Oh,
Really?
interesting.
That's weird. That's impossible because they were able to hear me. If I walk away from this phone right now, they're not going to hear me as good. Because they were able to hear me good over there when I was like doing the whole Diddy thing.
No, I don't have it.
Here, give me your mic. I'll put on here to charge for a little bit.
I wonder if your iPhone's on omnidirectional mode.
It might be. I don't know. Oh, do you got the magnet?
What's the magnet at?
Probably fell in your shirt.
Where's the light? I just clipped that bitch on.
Oh, you clipped it on?
Yeah, I just clipped it.
Yeah, there should be a magnet. It's fine. We'll find it after. But yeah, quality is good now. I think the camera's crooked though. We'll fix this shit real quick for you guys. Is it crooked or looks good on my side? Or maybe raise it a little bit. I don't know.
It is.
Sorry, guys. Quick little.
Yep, it's better. There you go.
Switcheroo now. Okay. Okay. Audio's fine. All right. Awesome. Good. Okay. All right. So we got. Yeah. So we covered the agent, and yeah, that's it. So that completes today's testimony, guys. So we're at 16 witnesses, guys. 16 witnesses. So we got to figure out what we're gonna do as far as the next thing is figuring out who the next witness is. They're gonna resume court on Tuesday. I think the witness is probably gonna be Mia, bro. That's what I think.
Has to be.
It has to be, right? Like I don't think there's anything else that we can really. What the fuck's gonna happen? Right?
Yeah, they don't. I mean, there's nobody else because. I mean, she's a star witness at this point. We don't know who she is. They're trying to build up suspense, but this woman is.
Yeah. Well, she's gonna be able to confirm all of Cassie's stuff.
Yeah.
Because now you can make the argument Cassie just wanted clout and all this other shit, but at least with this new chick, she's not a celebrity, right? So that's what they're gonna say is like, oh, she's not a celebrity, so it is what it is. Okay.
We got some.
Yeah, let's read some chats and then I'm gonna get into the Israel story.
So we got this one, DJ Core. So finally, what happened to Bieber? Usher's bleedings. Meek Mill in the pool with Diddy. All that's speculative stuff. No one's talking about that in court.
Yeah, they didn't mention shit about Bieber or Diddy. And I think Bieber's team came out and said that they're not in, like, it has nothing to do with Diddy never abused him is what they're saying.
And then we got
honestly, I'll keep it 1,000 with you guys. A lot of this Diddy stuff has been sensationalized. Court has provided like a lot of context out of this stuff, man. And if I'm keeping it 1,000 with you guys, like so far, basically Diddy's a pervert with like Cassie and this other chick.
Yeah.
And he does these freak offs. Like people think that he's doing the shit at the Diddy parties. He's really not, bro. It was him doing this stuff with Cassie and having her have sex with other escorts.
Yeah,
male escorts. So like
that's what blew my mind. It wasn't Diddy parties.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Diddy and Cassie after the party, or when they traveled from state to state. It wasn't a whole bunch of people fucking Jennifer Lopez in the bed with Matthew Broderick and this.
Yeah, it wasn't what people thought.
It wasn't like that
at all. It's like that. It's like a big fucking disappointment.
Is this nigga beat his meat to Cassie getting baby oil rubbed on her?
Yeah, really, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So it's not as sensationalized as people thought.
Chip Tooth.
Okay.
Good reporting for $2.
Okay, appreciate that, bro.
And then you got another one from DJ Core for $1. The Celebrite device allows to recover fully deleted data, asking for a friend.
It does.
Yep.
It does. And actually, you want to explain to them real quick how this dude was able to recover it? Because some of this stuff was deleted on one of the laptops. It was actually laptop number
3.
It had physical damage.
Yeah.
No, that's the one that had physical damage.
So laptop number...
It was laptop 1.
Laptop 1 had the deleted data. So yeah, even when you delete data from a laptop...
You want to flip it on you?
Oh, yeah. My bad. All right, so even when you delete delete data from a hard drive, right? Be it a solid state hard drive or a regular hard
Wait,
disk
give me your
drive.
background real quick on this stuff so they know.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're probably like, why is this nigga talking about this?
Oh yeah. Oh, so I've been doing IT my whole life, 20 years. I've been 20 years in the business. I was just an IT manager for Housing Works. I've been for the Board of Education. I did it for various programs, and I taught some.
Big L's the only rapper that ever threatened me before we did a song.
No
so he
doubt.
sat me down and he said, "Listen, Crack, I'm going to destroy you on this song." I mean, every bodega, every corner,
Yo, every bodega.
they like do you even think we could come back?
I saw
That's
Fat
the
Joe
biggest
saying,
question.
because he got the new pod with him and Jadakiss, and he said Kendrick Lamar surpassed you and Tupac as the most dominant rappers of the West Coast.
Kendrick Lamar gets played 9 out of every 10 songs. They do you even think we could come back? That's the biggest question.
I don't even want to. We got to at least split in the Garden, and we got to still win it in the end, or and get ready to go to Cabo, Kalahari,
But
Betsy
let me
Head,
tell you something. These are the type of losses.
one of these pools.
Look, if they shut us down, the wildest city in the world, what do you think they did to the Knicks? How deflating was this loss right here when you know you were 14 in the last 2 minutes and they come back to tie it, then win in overtime?
It crushed me, dog. It crushed me. Being in the building, then watching it on TV today, the shot went off the camera. When it
Nah, that's
bounced,
crazy.
it went out of the damn arena, and
Now, that was the luck of the Irish.
that was crazy.
We got to stop. Like, that was a destined shot. Like, that shot, come on, bro. He couldn't have called that shot off the back of the rim, went to the sky, came back down, went in. They got to stop with that. My thing is, for the first time in my career of being a fan, I wanted and I thought of breaking my flat screen. The first time in my life. When I see these guys after the Super Bowl and all this, they break their TV, bro, I had to walk and look out the window for a second. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Like, it broke my heart in pieces, that loss yesterday, because I know those be the type of losses that, an OG, right? Let me tell you something.
OG had bad body language yesterday. OG wasn't really happy yesterday. When they were subbing him out, OG
Let
and
me tell
Tibbs,
you, you was right there. You right next to the coach. You right there. You seeing their faces.
Yeah.
Me, let me tell you about OG, right? Not just OG. To me, the hardest sport in the world is boxing, meaning the worst on you, because you could be 50-0 and somebody knocked you out. Now you're a bum in every barbershop. Everybody, he's washed up. He took an L. Even me, I'm guilty of it. You got to be perfect as a boxer. So now, OG, I love him. I'm a huge fan. But yesterday, when he missed that one shot, the one free throw, immediately I thought of 200-something million. Because somebody tell me how much OG got. He's the most paid Knick player. And the minute he missed that shot, I thought of that 200-something M's. I was like, yo, 200-something M's?
Yo.
No, I got to keep it real. It's not my money, right? But they gave him the most money of all time. When he missed, and I love OG. I love him. But when he missed that one shot, I immediately curled up on the couch and said, yo, 200-something million, you going to miss that shot?
He wasn't happy all game, though. I was right there. I was on the bench, damn it. When he was subbing in, subbing out, he didn't.
what we've been looking like they're gonna.
Dad, come on, let's go.
I'm working on it.
From watching her first hockey game to playing in one. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Credit One Bank. For
Whack 100 is getting some backlash for comments he made about Nipsey Hussle and Lauren London. This is one of those examples where a lot of us is probably thinking what Whack is thinking, but a lot of content creators probably won't say it or make a video about it because we got love for certain people or we're terrified of certain people. It's usually expected if you make content about certain people, you're going to get calls from certain people and it's not going to be good. Whack 100, which is why a lot of people go to Whack 100 for West Coast news, because Whack 100 is going to say what's on his mind. You know, he's well connected. He has his crew. He's not really terrified of the threats that, let's say, Flacco will be terrified of. While on Clubhouse, Whack 100 brought up the fact that Lauren London was mentioned during the Diddy trials, but nobody was talking about it.
Lauren London and Cassie's best friends.
Is she?
Literally doing interviews saying, Laura's the one introduced me to Diddy.
Shut up. Are you for real?
Sitting here acting like y'all don't see what's going on. Everybody, because they don't want to say, damn, Whack called it.
Whack is correct in the sense of there was some politicking going on. I mean, a lot of us seen Lauren London was brought up at Diddy trial as Cassie's best friend, but because we got so much love for Nipsey and Lauren, that we sort of just ignored it to kind of, bro, Lauren has gone through enough. Nobody want to pile on to it. But if Lauren was anybody else, if Lauren was, let's say, Megan Thee Stallion, God forbid Megan Thee Stallion name got brought up in any fashion, as Cassie's best friend, as Cassie's homie, at all during that trial, there will be videos like mine, 30-minute breakdowns of Megan Thee Stallion. There will be IG Shade Room, but a lot of people was quiet about it. Now, Whack 100, when he says, you're going to act like I haven't been speaking about it, he's referring to the Nipsey Hussle tape. For the last couple of years, Whack 100 has openly talked about this Nipsey Hussle tape that he says is Nipsey Hussle on camera engaging in a threesome with another man and a woman. Whack will say that woman is Nipsey Hussle's baby mama. Whack will say that he's been the only force that's been stopping that tape from coming out.
But to be fair, then you started kind of going hard at Nipsey. You said that there's a gay tape and like that.
Yo, Vlad, one thing you better not never do is question what come out of my mouth. You worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I got $5 million. You want to bet?
I know. I'm not going to bet you. I'm not going to bet you.
Okay, let's break it down to me some punk million. I got $1 million.
Okay.
Do you want to bet?
I'm not going to bet you.
Vlad,
but
no. Because you said, right, and it didn't come out of my mouth. Hassan Campbell recorded the conversation and released it.
That's where it came out.
It's only because of me that the damn tape still ain't came out today.
Book on dollar.com to get our lowest rates. Why are you in my house?
But anybody want to challenge me to these? You notice that the first baby mama who's starring in these tapes has never one time said Whack 100 is lying. I didn't want it to come out. Hassan Campbell released it.
Right.
They asked me about it. Well, I come from a power rule. What you say once, you say twice. So when they asked me about it, what you want me to say? No, I didn't say it. I'm not finna do that. This is what it is. But Vlad.
Whack has been pretty vocal and open that these tapes exist, that he's been stopping it from coming out for years. But you will hear Vlad and others who are skeptical. So Whack is now saying, hold on, y'all called me a liar for years, right? You know, y'all trying to make it seem like I was lying on this man. But now come to find out, there's some association and ties here to Diddy. Now, Whack is trying to make the connection with the Diddy freak-offs with the Nipsey tape. Not really make the connection, but claim, yo, if Lauren London was nearby or close to Cassie during this situation, then, you know, like what makes you think that, you know, she hasn't influenced Nipsey in a way? Now, I love Nipsey. I don't want no problem with nobody involved with Nipsey. So I'm going to keep my opinion to myself in regards to whether or not I believe these tapes actually exist. But you would hear Whack 100 sort of call people out for staying quiet and not making the connection themselves on Clubhouse.
Yeah, just with the other baby mama, but they.
Oh, that's crazy work right there.
Dang. Wack just woke
That's
it up that
crazy.
Lauren London and Cassie have been like best friends, and that it was Lauren London who introduced Diddy to Cassie. Huh?
Lauren London introduced Diddy to Nipsey.
No, there we go. Other way. Sorry.
She entered, yeah. So you gotta remember. Now you looking at what type of circle. Listen, that's his best friend. He didn't freak that too. Believe that.
Wack is correct in the sense of Cassie and Lauren London was really close. They were best friends. They did a lot of music together, spent a lot of time together. But if I'm being honest, that don't guarantee 100% that just because Cassie was in her bag, like getting absolutely violated, getting pissed on, all type of nonsense, that don't mean that Lauren London was partaking. Is Diddy the type of dude to try to ask Cassie to coerce Lauren London into a rendezvous with him and Cassie? Yes, Diddy looks like the type, but that don't mean that Lauren London went for it. Because Lauren London is from the West Coast. And one thing we know about West Coast women, bro, they're aggressive, they're loud, and they're vocal. And I don't feel like Lauren London would sit in the corner like how Cassie was and have golden shower rained upon her by random men. That don't really strike me as Lauren London's personality. But maybe it's because, again, I really had no idea who Lauren London was before Lil Wayne or Nipsey Hussle. So I don't know her character. But just me imagining her as Nipsey Hussle's wife, it's just hard for me to imagine that Lauren London would partake in such a thing. But Wack is putting it out there. And this is why, like, Wack is special. Because Wack is somebody who will say how he feels or say what a lot of people is thinking. I don't feel like Wack 100 is the only one who thinks this. I feel like there's a lot of other content creators or people who probably is, giving Lauren London a side eye right now for being brought up in the Diddy stuff, but they probably won't say it. Now, Wack 100 don't just stop at Nipsey Hussle. So, or Lauren London, he would also say that Nipsey Hussle, may have been somebody who engaged in freak offs at some point. Not with Diddy, but freak offs of his own.
Lauren London and Cassie were best friends. Okay? So you're not going to tell me her and Nipsey and whatever, or her and Diddy and all them ain't had their fun. You're not gonna tell me that. I'm not no fool. I'm looking at how Cassie moving. We understand what that is with Lauren, right? Even though y'all want to look at her like she, no, we ain't doing that. Obviously, Nipsey was into the freak offs, just with the other baby mama. See, you're not gonna get me to believe that her and the best friend didn't enjoy a time or two, maybe in the penthouse floor in the London Ritz somewhere. You just not gonna get me to believe it. I'm looking at living how he's swinging. Just gonna keep it real.
Yeah. You're not best friends, and you ain't did.
But at this point, the whole industry would end.
I haven't seen the tapes. However, there are multiple people who have said this tape exists. Wack has said it, and other people have also said that it exists. I feel like the tapes would be the answer to that question. When Wack 100 says, obviously Nipsey Hussle was into the freak offs, I feel like we won't know this until the tapes come out or, the tapes get confirmed or unconfirmed, right? Because if tapes do exist with the content that people is saying exists within those tapes, then one could probably say, yeah, all right, there is a correlation here between liking to watch people do certain things, liking to watch another man engage with a woman. But if the tapes don't exist, I don't know, right? But Wack says it exists, and a lot of other people who don't even like Wack, they've also said they've seen it and it exists. So I don't know. All right. Now, Wack 100 was on the Danza Project today, and Danza Project sort of confronted Wack 100 about these particular tapes. And Wack 100 asked Danza Project, just like he asked Vlad TV, to put up money that they don't exist.
Content, right? You do seem to have a lot of content. One of the ones that I'm very questionable about is this Nipsey Hussle video.
What about
I don't buy it.
Oh, I got a little thing I do. I just tell you put some money up.
How much money you want me to put up?
Whatever you want to put up. How many you want to see? Is like About 15 different text messages, probably like 10, 12 videos. How many of them you want to see?
I mean, I got 5 on it.
5 what?
5 bands.
Per video?
Nah, hell nah. I want to see if there's any truth to it. You believe it?
That ain't go question me trying to talk about nobody.
No, I done repeated it, so obviously I believe it.
So
Nigga,
listen,
I done went and repeated it, so obviously I
so here
believe
go the
it.
thing, right? This is real shit. Sometimes you gotta dissect certain things, right?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question. I told you who the players were in the video, right? I said it's a dude from Louisiana, Nip, and his baby mama, right? You think after all these years the baby mama wouldn't have stood up and said something if I was bullshit?
To me, that's the biggest evidence that Whack 100 has in his favor. Because the baby mama is not somebody that's unknown. She's well known by a lot of people. And a lot of people got podcasts. If Whack 100 was lying, meaning if he made this up completely, this baby mama could have came on any podcast and said, that's cap, that's not true. A lot of people connected to her could have spoke for her and said, yo, she said that's cap, that's not true. I haven't heard that. Now, I haven't seen the video, so I can't vouch the video exists because I haven't seen it. But to me, that says a lot. If the baby mama name is being ran on various platforms, is being said on Vlad, No Jumper, Academics, and she hasn't came out and said this is a lie, I feel like she's the one a lot of people have to wait on. If she don't come out, then you take that as that. But if she does come out, then you take that as that. You feel me? Or whatever she says. But it's hard to say Whack is capping or Whack is not telling the truth when the baby mama hasn't come out and her name is being said on every platform.
I don't know.
Come on, bro.
So when he said it, I said some about the character trying to explain some and my life been threatened.
Yeah, that's usually what happens when you speak on certain people, bro. All right, there's certain people in this city you can't speak on, you can't do content on. It's over with. All right, Charleston White life being threatened for mentioning this or bringing this up. I'm not surprised at all. Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think? Do y'all believe this? Do y'all believe that Lauren London was involved? Do y'all believe Nipsey Hussle was involved? Or, he at some point was engaged in some form of a freak off? Let me know in the comment section, all right? And if you do believe it, do you believe that Wack should be saying this? Let me know. And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, to find out about the more bad news that Megan Thee Stallion keeps receiving. I'm going to see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.
Explain how.
Hey, what's
Hey, what's up?
Jade started following his lead and going
You, Ava.
and implying,
And we were
heavily
like-
implying it was Diddy.
Okay.
Allegedly
Who else
him.
would?
Who else would it be?
Hey, what's up with this boss man D-Lo?
That's our.
Hey, what?
That's who our thought process went to.
So did Diddy? When did Diddy, to your knowledge, get around to calling production?
I think around the time she
Before
was
she came
gone or after the note incident happened, because production came to me and Vinny, they went to everyone else on the cast and they were like, no more talking about him. Like, we can't talk about him.
It's not
Like,
part
we've
of the
talked to our
storyline.
lawyers
It's
and
not a
stuff.
part of the
It's
storyline
not a part of the
anymore.
storyline anymore. No
'Cause
more
at first
talk.
it was.
And then
At first it was.
then it was a no.
No bringing up his name.
Nothing about it. She's not going to talk about it. She's going to come back different. Then when Ava
Y'all could have
confronted
called him
her,
the diddler.
then Ava
He
confronted
couldn't have
her.
sued you for shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Ava confronted her, and first thing she says is she brings it up, and we were like, we thought we
weren't allowed to talk
supposed
about
to bring it up anymore. Why is she bringing it up?
Okay. So, all right. So you guys don't bring it up anymore.
Right.
We're done.
So how did Kevin Hart, my favorite comedian,
Oh,
get in the
boy.
mix?
So,
You go ahead.
With Jade.
so during the show, allegedly, Casper Smart's girlfriend, okay, at the time, was having fights with Jade on the show.
Feeding all of us information.
Feeding all of us
So
information.
there was little Rodney filed suit. I think that's his name.
Yes, I remember Lil Rod. Yeah.
So Casper Smart's
Said that
girlfriend.
Cubicle Julie was trying to take his ass and
That's
shit.
right.
Yeah, remember Lil Rod. Okay,
So,
go
yeah,
ahead.
so
we
Casper.
saw that. Okay, we saw that just pop up.
No,
one
no,
day,
we haven't
right?
gotten there yet.
Oh, no, okay.
So Casper Smart's
I
girlfriend.
love you guys together.
I know he gets his
Y'all-
timelines mixed up.
Yeah,
He
you
was-
like,
he
no,
was
that's
just
not
drunk.
it,
He was
babe.
just drunk the whole show. So
Feeding us alcohol. on the show.
Yeah.
It's okay. Go.
Dive into summer style and savings during the Memorial Day event at Living Spaces with deals for every room.
And so Casper Smart's girlfriend was feeding the other castmates information alleging that Jade may be a sex worker.
Oh.
Before this lawsuit even dropped, we think she might have had the drop on the lawsuit, knowing before it even dropped. Because, you know, LA, tight-knit circle, everyone knows everyone, everyone knows what's going to come out, everyone knows what's going on. So Casper Smart's girlfriend was telling certain people certain things, and it was spreading throughout the house.
Rumors were going on.
Rumors were definitely going around. So me and Vinny are over here in our little confession room, right, where we're getting interviewed by production private. What were we saying, Vinny, about her?
What were you saying, Vinny?
She's a very high-paid hoe.
Okay, high-paid hoe.
With respect, all due respect, I respect the hustle. I ain't got nothing against Jade, but we just all
We
had
were
a
talking our
feeling.
shit.
We all had a feeling.
We were talking our shit.
We were talking our shit for the
because
show.
we heard these rumors come out because of Casper's.
I mean, all
girlfriend.
of Diddy's hoes were like high-paid hoes, though. Like,
Right.
Well, we don't know. We don't know, but like it was quite crazy.
Young Miami says, "I'm a whore."
So right.
Then there it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So her
And she
name-
was the main one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So why would everybody else not be? Only one that
All
wasn't a
names.
whore was the one he had a baby with. The ones he has baby with
Mm-hmm.
are not hoes.
Really?
Yeah, that's why he wouldn't let Cassie keep no baby.
Interesting.
Go
But
ahead.
so we were talking our shit, and like these were discussions that were being had in the house that all got cut out of the show.
Okay.
So Vinny running around calling her a high-paid hoe, Casper's girlfriend talking to us, the gay couple in the house talking about her to us. Like we're all talking all this shit before she came back about her and Diddy.
Okay.
And then it's all silent because production said no more Diddy talk. Jade made it clear no more Diddy talk. We all stop. We move on to the next thing. We're all just stirring up drama in the house, just keeping it about OnlyFans and keeping it about each other.
Okay.
So Casper Smart's girlfriend gets into a fight with Jade, and I'm on Jade's team in this part of the show. So because there was me and Jade are friends at this point because
So you guys made up.
we were good. We were good because one, I chased more, ended up doing a podcast calling Jade crazy and saying all these awful things about her. So me and about me too. So me and Jade had a little bonding moment.
Okay.
And then There was no more enemy number one. Like, your reality show's always got to have a villain.
Okay.
There was no more villain. Everyone was cool. Boring. And so I like Casper Smart's girlfriend. We're cool. But, we said, okay, let's play up some drama with her. Because Jade already didn't like her.
Okay.
There was problems between those two because those two knew each other previously before the show even came out.
Okay.
And we're stirring, me and